What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I really sorry that I've been away for so long, but as you can see, I have a beautiful playmat right here, and the reason why I do have this really nice live twin playmat is because I finished second place in my country's Yu-Gi-Oh! Extravaganza yesterday. No, it's Saturday, sorry. This is Monday today, so it was 2 days ago. And you may be wondering what I was playing, and in fact, I was playing Tri-Brigade. Really nice deck that I want to share with you guys today, and let's get right into the deck profile, shall we? So we are going to start off, we are playing 3 Tri-Brigade Fractal. This card is, in my opinion, the best card in the entire deck. His effect goes that you can send this card from your hand and or field, that is very important, to the graveyard to send a level 3 or lower beast warrior, or winged beast monster from your deck to your graveyard. The whole Tri-Brigade goes around the whole beast theme. But you gotta know that you can use both of his effects even if he's on the field. You can normal summon this card, use his effect to banish cards from your graveyards, to special summon a link monster from your extra deck, and then you can use his effect to load up the graveyard even more. Also, being 1900 attack, he's quite a big boy. Next up, we're playing 3 copies of Tri-Brigade Kit. Now, Kit's effect is goes like this: is when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send 1 Tri-Brigade card from your deck to your graveyard. You can send spell straps and even monsters. It's basically kind of like Fractal. It helps just load up the graveyard with more materials for your link summoning, and or send some of the traps and spells that I will go over later. Also, the ratio usually people play is 2 cards of this, 2 copies, but in my opinion this card is so much better on 3 if you're playing the pure version, because you want to see as many Tri-Brigade cards in your hand because of this man right here. This is Tri-Brigade Keras. I'm also playing 3 of them. Keras's effect goes like this: you can discard 1 Tri-Brigade, 1 winged beast or beast warrior monster, not just a Tri-Brigade card, and a special summon this card from your hand. So this card does not need to eat up your normal summon. And one of the things that you can do is you can dump Kit, if you see it on your hand, to dump another card from your deck to your graveyard and load up and get more advantage and more materials for your link summoning. And last but not least, we're playing 3 Tri-Brigade Nerval. We're playing basically every single Tri-Brigade monster, main deck monster on our deck on 3, because you want to see them as much as possible. You do not want to see a hand where you see just 1 Tri-Brigade monster. You usually want to see even 2 of them, but ideally you would want to start with Fractal. Nerval's effect is basically the searcher. He's basically the Stratus of the deck. When he goes to the graveyard from anywhere, you can use his effect to search any Tri-Brigade monster from your deck to your hand. Next up, I'm also playing 1 Mist Valley Apex Avian and 1 Winged Barrier Statue. Sorry about that. Mist Valley Apex Avian, he's an Omni Negate, and not much to say about that. And the Winged Barrier Statue is basically, you cannot summon anything but wins. This is the whole thing the deck wants to do. It wants to lock you, so you cannot special summon any monsters, just the wind monsters, and just gain control and just gain the attacks and just destroy your opponent next turn. Now, as for our hand traps, I'm running 3 Ash Blossom and 3 Gammas with 1 driver. Of course, you cannot run Gamma without driver. I wish I would, because this card, I've seen it in my hand so many damn times during that tournament. It drew me insane. But I still finished second place, so who am I complaining to? Now, for our spells, I'm playing Big Boy Spell. This is a very expensive card, Pot of Prosperity. This is not mine, I actually loaned this from a friend. Thank you very much, buddy. This card is basically, on this deck, the more I used it, I just used it as a Pot of Duality without the restriction for special summoning. And it just came in clutch every single time. Seeing a Fractal, seeing a Tenki, seeing anything that could get me into more Tri-Brigade cards, it was just that good for me. I'm also playing 3 Tenkis. It's a little bit weird considering the only target in my deck is Fractal for this card. I'm not playing any Zodiac cards or anything, but the more you can see your Tri-Brigade cards, the more you can use it as advantage. Like, you can search Fractal with this and just load up the graveyard, or you can search Fractal so you can dump it and special summon a Kara so you don't burn up your normal summon. There are many ways to you can get this card on the field. So you can get this, so you can get advantage. And playing 3 of these is just as good as like anything else. I didn't see anything need to play anything other. I also play 1 Foolish Burial. This is kind of like, well, it's like, I'm playing 40 cards and I was looking for like one card that I could use it instead of like playing Upstart Goblin, so I drew one card. I wanted to see if I could find one card, maybe I could use it to bait any sort of Ash Blossoms or anything, but anytime this card resolve, I just dump the kit, then dump the Nerval, then search a Keras or search a Fractal, and gain more and more advantage out of this, so it was really good for me that day. Last spell in my deck, Tri-Brigade Rendezvous. This card is basically, the best way to describe it would be like a Salamangreat Balinx for any linked Beast, Winged Beast, or Beast Warrior card. Basically just denies the destruction by battle or card effect. And also you can use it as a quick play spell. It boosts 700 attack to any linked monster, any linked of the beast monsters in the deck. So you can even use it. As far as I know, you can use this in the damage step. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert in Yu-Gi-Oh! So here's a card that I barely saw the entire tournament, and ideally I would cut one of these for a Tri-Brigade Oath. But this card is basically, the best way to describe it would be a return from a different dimension from the for the archetype. It basically can summon any number of winged beast, beast warrior, and beasts from your graveyard or your banish zone, and just immediately linked with them. So usually what you want to do is, if you have like a very open field, you summon 4 monsters and you go into the Tri-Brigade Link 4, so you can banish 1 card on their field. But I really never kind of saw this, and every time that I saw it I was like, my field is kind of full right now and I really don't need to use it. So ideally I would use one of these and I would switch up the second copy for a Tri-Brigade Oath, which is, as far as I recall correctly, I never played that card yet. It is to negate a face-up spell or trap on your opponent's field by just banishing it from the graveyard. Next up, I played 3S Dragon's Prison. This card is so good, especially in the Dragon Link meta, where you can just banish their materials, stop their combos. And in my country, where we usually play very standardized cards, we play a lot of Salamangreat, we play a lot of Dinos. That's a good thing in the battle phase. Just special summon a Dino, banish it, special summon like a follow-up Mist for their turn, and then banishing that in Conductor. That is really good for us. Next up, I'm also playing 3 Solemn Strikes. Don't have a lot to say about this card. It was good, but if I could find a different tech to switch it out for, I probably will, but it's just there. It's just another form of negation. And last but not least, I also play 3 Infinite Impermanence. I had the availability to play droplets, but I didn't feel the need to put them in. So, but Imperm came in really good for me. So if you have Imperm and you don't have droplets, just play this. It's just as good. For my extra deck and my side deck, I did not play Zeus. I didn't play any Xyz monsters, so that's gonna suck. For starters, I played 1 Cyframe Lord Omega, just in case I managed to summon Gamma if someone tried to Ash my Fractal or something like that. If you want to do Ash it and you got Gamma, that's an Omega, so it's really good for me. I played Salamangreat Almirage and Linkaribo. Basically, the targets for these 2 cards are, basically for this one, it's just a Nerval, and it's just usually just I usually used it during the tournament as fodder for Prosperity, but this one is really good for Kit. So you normal summon Kit in case you don't have any materials in the graveyard and you don't have any materials if Tri-Brigade in your hand. So you summon Kit, you go into Salamangreat Almirage, you dump Nerval, and then you get Keras, and in case you have another beast in your hand which you cannot summon or something like that, you use it to special summon the Keras, and then you can move your engine forward. This card will be very much very good as soon as our new Link 2 comes out, the Link 2 that searches the spell or trap cards for us. I heard in the OCG they're doing some pretty crazy stuff over there with that. I played one Harpy Conductor. This is basically just fodder so I can go into the Simorgling. I also played one Nightmare Phoenix. Never went into this, just another card that I could use it to banish from Prosperity. I played double Dragon Lords. Perhaps I should switch out this Nightmare Phoenix for another double Dragon Lords, because this card is just really good. If I don't have the spell that protects my Wind Barrier statue in the graveyard, I can just summon this and bounce my opponent's normal summon back to the hand. So, fantastic card in my opinion. Next up, I played one Simorg Burden Sovereignty. What to say about this? This card is so good. I mean, this card makes my Wind Barrier statue unaffected pretty much by normal standards cards. Like, you cannot imperm it, you cannot chalice it, you need to droplet. You need to have a droplet so you can negate my Wind Barrier statue, so you can combo off. And if you don't, you can just normal summon and I will protect it with my spell. Fantastic card. One card that I never went into today. It was suggested by a friend and it was nice, but it wasn't anything out of this world. Just use it for Prosperity. This is usually there in case I have the Wind Barrier statue and I wanna, I don't know, link off into something. Perhaps link off the Wind Barrier statue so I can go for an OTK. I can go into an Appaloosa and just protect myself from like any Vero or something if I wanna super overextend. Access code, this was so good today. Like, usually go into Tri-Brigade Link 3, just summon access code, get a big bit stick and just banish stuff, which you can sometimes return with the trap. As for my Tri-Brigade engine, I ran 2 Ferrijit. This card's effect goes like this. You can special summon one Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast from your hand, and it doesn't negate its effects or anything, and when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw one card and put one card in the bottom of the deck. Really good card, just fantastic. Rugal, his effects never truly came up, like maybe once, but it was just not really that necessary. It's just basically there so I can go into access code and just have another Tri-Brigade card. And in my opinion, this was my MVP, Shreg. This card is just bonkers good, because it, on special summon of any winged beast or beast warrior in the on the field, even if this card is on the field, if I can summon any of those beast types, this card activates its effect, which is a non-targeting banish, which is my outro Dragoon, out to a lot of bad cards, and this is a 3k bit stick. And when this card is sent to the graveyard, it can search any of my beast warrior or winged beast, just basically in my deck. It's just basically one of my new Tri-Brigades. But this is fantastic because usually if you have this card in another Tri-Brigade, you go into the Link 2, you go into the Ferrijit, you summon, like usually you search for Nerval. Nerval summons this. Nerval activates its effect, banishing the 2 materials used to send this to the graveyard, summon the double Dragon Lords, go into the Simorgling, and then lock people under the Wind Barrier statue lock. It's good for breaking boards. That's what I want to do. I want to either set up, if I'm first, set up my Wind Barrier statue lock, or if I'm second, break your board and then set up the Wind Barrier statue. That's, it's pretty much just what that deck does. Now as for my side deck, you're going to see 12 cards, because 3 Lightning Storms were borrowed by a friend and they returned to that friend. Thank you very much, buddy. They really came in clutch that day. I played 1 Red Reboot, never used it. I would have rather to play the 3rd Cyclone. I really needed it. My only match that I lost is because I needed the Cyclone, and if I had it, that would have been fantastic, but nothing you can do about that. I played 3 Lancia. This card stopped me getting evenly matched, and that was good. What else to say? I didn't play Dinos, but if I played Dinos, this would have been good. I played the 3 Dark Ruler No More. This was my option in playing this or droplets. I decided to play this card instead of droplets because I wanted to keep as many resources that I possibly could in my hand or in my field. So this was really good. It helped me win a lot of games. And last but not least, I played 3 Nibiru. I debated whether I play this in the main deck or not, and I decided instead to play Strike in the main deck because I want to go first, and I think that was the right call because I did finish second in the tournament. But overall, this was my deck list that I got second place in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Extravaganza. This is the playmat that I won. This is the Zeus that I borrowed my friend, and he didn't manage to win, sadly, but doesn't matter. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope I'll see you again pretty soon once I have an update for this list, because this is my main deck right now and I want to update it as soon as possible when I get the new link too. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.